Chris, you ever, are we good to go?
Good.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation like this as far as playing a team back-to-back at any point in your career? Anything that compares to it?
Not that I can remember. We've played teams that have been in our same exempt event within the week of the tournament. A few years ago, it happened with us in Long Beach. A few years before that, it was Tennessee. But we primarily played those teams before we had gone down or gone to the exempt event. So they had come to Xavier, and then we found ourselves playing them, a couple games later, but never back to back. But it doesn't concern me. Northern Iowa's doing the same thing. So we just we'll both have a lot of familiarity with each other, and tomorrow's a new ball game and a new chance for our team to grow and continue to get better.
Chris, they came out and threw the first punch in the first game. You guys missed 10 shots, had 5 turnovers in that first 8-9 minutes. How important is it as a strong start tomorrow against the same team?
Well, a strong start can be defined as a lot of things. Strong start for fans, people following the game might be how many points we score. But I just want us to run better offense. And that doesn't just consist of the first 5 or 6 minutes like you talked about before, Shannon. That's throughout the entire game, which I didn't think in Orlando we played very good offensively. Offense is so much more than the ball going in the basket. That's the end result is wanting to get really good shots on the offensive end, whether that's 3 seconds into the shot clock or with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. We didn't do that at the level that this team needs to get to. And so that's, regardless of our opponent, that's sort of what the charge is as we departed Orlando to become a better offensive team, a more cohesive offensive team, and be more efficient.
Is that a product of just being 5 games into a season?
Sure. I mean, we, certain years you're a little bit ahead of maybe where you thought. Certain years you're a little bit behind. Certain years there are weaknesses in your team that maybe weren't weaknesses the year before. So you're always in corrective mode as coaches, as a program, as players. But I thought that offensively we were not very efficient down in Orlando. I'm happy that we won, but we have to be able to, as players, accept criticism and accept the reality that we weren't very good offensively despite the results. And that's what good teams do, and I suspect we'll continue to get better on the offensive end.
Chris, despite the fact that you didn't play well offensively, what's it say about your defense that you were able to get out 3 wins in a row?
Well, I think in spurts we played really hard and well defensively. We fouled a little bit too much. We're probably not unlike every team in the country at this point. But what I think our team did down in Orlando is we competed. We played hard. We played to win. We didn't always play smart. We didn't always make the decisions that I would like to see from certain players or our team overall. But the culture of this program is to compete no matter who you're playing against, to compete to win. And I thought we did that. I thought we were a competitive group down in Orlando, and I don't think that's going to change. But now let's get better in some other areas.
Kaiser practiced today. Is he back and available?
Kaiser's practiced the last few days, so he's ready to go.
How does that help you guys, just adding another dimension to the team?
Yeah, it changes our team in a lot of ways. We become a deeper team. We don't have anybody like Kaiser on our roster. He's got great size with an innate ability to move his feet. I've said it before, he's got elite feet. He's also added a lot of strength from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He can stretch the floor as well as any quote-unquote big in our league can. And, as I've always said, you usually make your biggest jump from freshman year to sophomore year. Now, having said that, he also hasn't practiced in a couple months. But he's been released. He looks really good, and we're excited to add him.
Do you think we'll see him as soon as tomorrow getting some minutes?
Sure.
Chris, is there any emphasis or focus that you sort of talked to Edmund about after Orlando?
Edmund has to concern himself with just, running our team, being a quarterback. I think he didn't do it nearly as well as he's capable of doing it. We all know his talent level, but it's not just the assist turnovers and looking at the end of the day at that stat sheet. It's did our team run what Coach wanted us to run? And he'll get there. He's excited. He's made a huge jump from last year to this year. I think he's got a lot more confidence in himself as a player, but his ultimate job is to run our team, and he'll get better at it.
You guys held Clint Carlson below his average, and he's the guy that can really change games as he did against Oklahoma. What kind of dynamic does he bring to their team, and how much is it important to kind of mind him, especially on the perimeter?
Well, he changed the outcome of a couple games down in Orlando for their team. I mean, he was the absolute difference maker, especially against Oklahoma in that last 5 minutes in overtime. And we just did not want in any ball screen situation to have 2 defenders on the ball and 0 on Carlson. And I thought we were very mindful of that. I thought we paid really good attention to detail in such a short period of time. But he's unique. I mean, he can drive the ball. He can certainly shoot the ball from the three-point line. And he's a big challenge. And I thought the players on our team, Trey, Rashid in particular, who the majority of the time were on him, were really locked in and didn't give him any open looks. And that's important.
And what about Jeremy Morgan, kind of in the same vein? He's their bread and butter, 20 points against you guys last time.
He's good. I mean, you're not going to shut out really good players that work, and you got a team that's trying to find them. But there's a reason that he's been slated as one of the top players in their league, if not the player of the year in the Missouri Valley. So they have great respect for their talent level. He made a couple threes in transition that I thought were really tough shots, and I don't think we would defend any differently. You just can't give up those looks where you don't know where someone is. And by and large, most of the shots that he took were contested. And you're going to have to live with some of the results. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, dude.
So what?
You can see everyone.
Cool.
Just be in the middle.
So, Ed, you guys are playing a team that you just saw less than a week ago. Does that provide any advantage for you guys going in and knowing what they do and what personnel they have?
I mean, it gives a little slight advantage of we get to know a little bit more about them, but it's also harder because they know about us too, and they already was a great team. So we got to execute a lot better on the little details that we didn't do when we played them last Sunday.
Coach talked about the offense it's not a well-oiled machine yet, and that kind of played into you guys falling behind at the beginning of the game last time. Can you talk about that and what you guys can do offensively to come out stronger or be better?
Yeah, we just have to play longer in the shot clock. We're taking a lot of early shots, rush shots, and it's not from us just being selfish. We just have a lot of great playmakers, so we just got to play longer in the shot clock and just run our offense a little better, take care of the ball a lot better. Then getting open shots will come a lot easier as long as we take care of the ball and play deeper in the shot clock.
Trey, you had a pretty significant Sunday between your 1,000th point and being named MVP of the tournament down in Florida. Have you had any time to digest that at all, appreciate it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate, reaching 1,000 points. I mean, it's a great milestone to reach in the university, but I mean, I don't soak over it too much. I know, if I put the team first, individual accolades will follow. So, I'm kind of excited that I got it, but, it's kind of like flip the next page, on to the next one.
You said on Sunday that it sounded like you were excited to play you and I back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
Have you, certainly not in your college career, but maybe going back to AAU, high school, can you recall a time when you played a team back-to-back in a situation like this?
You know, not at the moment. I can't really remember anything like that. So, but I just think, you know, it's exciting just because, you know, they're a good team. You know, they competed all the way to the end, and, you know, I'm all about competitiveness. So I know they're going to bring it on Saturday, you know, probably with even more ambition than they did before. So I'm excited.
Sure, you feel like it's a positive sign that this team has been figuring out ways to win games despite the fact that you guys really haven't shot the ball from three well yet?
Yeah, most definitely. And I think that's a correlation with our defense. I think, you know, it's kind of like the other way around. Last year, our defense kind of struggled a little bit. But, you know, this year, I think our defense is kind of on point, like where we need it to be. Offensively, I think it's just going to eventually flow. We just got to keep getting used to playing with each other and get that chemistry higher. But you know, I think it's a good feeling to know that we haven't played our best basketball yet, but we're still getting through with these wins.
In terms of three-point shooting, that's not something that's ever, you guys don't ever lack for confidence in that area?
No, I mean, Coach wants us to shoot it, so, you know, we're going to keep shooting it. Everything's just not falling right now, but, you know, he still gives us the green light on that, and we know when to take a good shot and bad shot on that. So,
Trey, what does it mean to have Kaiser back in the fold and as an option for you guys?
It means a lot. For one, he's an extra body, so, you know, that we go from 8 to 9, and on top of that, he brings so much versatility to us. I mean, he's a mobile forward, you know, can shoot, guard, 4, 3, any position basically. And, you know, he probably won't get major minutes this Saturday, but once he gets back into the flow, I think he's going to be very vital for us.